Let's go! Woo!
Fire me up, team.
Jackson Zuber here for House of Sparky on Mill Avenue. I'm all costumed up because it is spooky season, and we're going to go see what the Devil fans have to say here on Halloween night. Let's go check it out. Yeah, these games are going to be important for the Pac-12 tournament, but I mean, it's also going to be important for the NCAA tournament. Now, ASU just had that 7-game win streak snapped. How did that affect their NCAA tournament hopes? We're going to toss it right there on the grill. Listen to that noise. It just sounds fantastic. We've got our spatula here. We got our aprons. We are all ready to go. But this patty, it just reminds me of Jaden Daniels.
It's a freshman, Jaden Daniels.
Nice.
Let's go!
Yeah, if I were to quote, Meek Mill for a second here, roughly, of course, it's back to back and it's getting scary. Jackson Zuber outside of Desert Financial Arena, but if you're able to go inside, you'd see the Sun Devils aren't here. They're in California preparing to take on Stanford tonight. Well, the matchup I'm locking in on is the battle between Remy Martin and Peyton Pritchard. These guys are two frontrunners for the Pac-12 Player of the Year, and this game will help in deciding it. If Remy is able to outplay Pritchard, not only could the Devils win this one, but he could capture himself some gold. Speaking of gold, that actually brings me to another big factor in this one, and it's ASU's jerseys. That's right, we're on Uni-Watch. The last 4 games, ASU has worn the gorgeous all-gold hardened throwback jerseys, and not only have they won in the style department, they've been catching dubs on the hardwood as well. Granted, there are no official Mojo stats, but if there were, this team would be leading in all categories right now. We're supposed to be the smart guys. We're supposed to just be able to look pretty and talk, but I mean, I do that at least. I don't know about you guys. On a day synonymous with new beginnings, the Sun Devils have a second chance at a fresh start. This Saturday is Chinese New Year. The last time ASU faced off with its enemies down south following a new year, it didn't go too well as they were blown out, losing by 34 in Tucson. This time could be different. It has to be if the Devils have any hope at competing in the Pac-12. But how? Well, Chinese New Year is actually the night the most fireworks are shot off in the world, and ASU's only shot in this game is if they put on an explosive show for the fans. Wow, Marco, exciting stuff as always. Something I'm really excited for coming up this weekend. Women's basketball, they have some very big games coming up. They got Cal, they got Stanford. Eric, what are you looking for in those games? What are you excited about? Jackson Zuber for House of Sparky here outside of Desert Financial Arena as ASU prepares to take on Arizona in a big rivalry game. These fans here have been out there for hours waiting in line. I'm personally not the biggest line guy, so I didn't understand how they could possibly stay here so long. So I went ahead and asked them a couple questions about it. We got Penguins out here. They're excited for the game. Are you guys maybe trying to be a part of the curtain of distraction tonight? The excitement building right now.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we're just here. We're having a good time. We've been here for about 2 hours waiting out for this game. So, I mean, yeah, we're pretty excited.
Here they're going to let us in at 5:30, but it's 5:30 now. We're not getting in.
Last year game we came and we also stood out, but this time we made sure to come earlier because we were in the back of the line.
But when you look at this line, when you look down it, what does it make you think in your head?
I really didn't think it was going to be this long.
I am pumped and I am ready to cheer my lungs out for my boys. And Remy is he's going to go off, absolutely, and Romelo's going to be our boy in the paint. You got any questions?
Well, we have a few more Penguins coming, actually. Hopefully they get here soon. But yeah, we've just been walking around, taking pictures with people that come up to us.
Do you guys have any strategies on how to, not get impatient while you're waiting in the line?
Definitely play a lot of games, make up a lot of stuff to do. Just got to put the phone down, though. Save the battery. You got to save the battery.
Oh, that is smart.
I'm certainly going to be a factor with my yelling game, and my roast game will come through for sure.
My main thing is if we don't get on the Jumbotron, if we don't get on something, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm upset, maybe just a little disappointed.
This is my lucky ASU versus U of A jersey, and it has never done me wrong.
Probably have somebody come down here and start screaming at us in about 20 minutes. ASU! 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 Let's go, Devils! Scotty, it's not about what they're eating at Thanksgiving dinner, it's who is at Thanksgiving dinner. Now, on the same weekend as families across the country come together to enjoy a meal, 2 rivals will collide in the duel in the desert for the Territorial Cup. But really, how different are these 2 events? I, for one, would say not much at all.
the cast of characters you would see at any Thanksgiving meal are all going to be there Saturday night in Tempe. Let's start here with Herm Edwards, or for our case, good old Uncle Herm. When he speaks, everyone listens. Even though you don't really know what he's going to say, you know it's going to be entertaining. Next is Kevin Sumlin. Now, he's kind of like Uncle Herm's younger brother. He had learned under Herm for years and now is his own man. Actually, the most interesting thing about Uncle Kevin is that there's this little rumor going around that he's on the hot seat. U of A might want to divorce him, so let's move past that. Let's look at the quarterbacks. Starting with Jaden Daniels. He's finally allowed to sit at the adult table. At first he's cautious, minimizing mistakes, carefully passing food around the table, making sure not to spill, but then as he gets comfortable, he takes a couple shots downfield, cracking a couple jokes, reaching for the wine, seeing what he can do. Which brings us to Khalil Tate. First year he was at the big table went great, and there were even hopes that he could get the most prestigious honor of all, sitting at the head of the table one year, but a few mistake jokes, a fumble of the gravy, and a few bread roll interceptions later, and Khalil Tate is now down at the far end of the table. Now, our running backs is where it gets very interesting, as ASU's Eno Benjamin and U of Arizona's J.J. Taylor are in similar spots. They're both the older kid that the adults love and the kids look up to, but everyone is pretty sure that this is their last year at the Thanksgiving table for quite a while. These guys got bigger things to do. Thanksgiving week is all about family. Every family has some rivalries, a couple of arguments, and in the Arizona family we have the duel in the desert. Not that much different than Thanksgiving dinner, if you really think about it.
1952.
No.
1928.
Also wrong.
We always play really hard, and so I'm happy. It's also the first game of the season. Like,
Who said it's about wins and losses? It's about working hard, right?
Correct, but
Full interview right
Full
here?
interview
You
right
and
here.
me?
You and me.
All right, you watch the game?
No, I'm sorry.
The #1 ASU football
Number
fan.
one ASU.
The #1.
You know what the score of the game is?
What's game?
The ASU football game.
No.
Do you know who the quarterback is?
No.
That's kind of hard because I don't.
she doesn't go here.
I don't go here yet.
Did you go to the game?
I did, but I didn't see who the starting lineup was.
He was in the whole time.
I know, but
1971.
No, I would go lower.
Oh,
Way further.
1943.
Go further.
1900.
Very close. Like ridiculously close.
1901.
Other way.
1859.
Emerald, not Emerald.
It's Emerald. the cook. Before this, you told me that he was actually at the first Territorial Cup game.
It's true. It's true. 18.
Looking for a storybook ending and to close the book on this exciting regular season.
Funny you said that because it actually is time to close the book on this episode, and it has been a great one. Everyone who's on camera has done a fantastic job, all the people in the studio. For Eric Ruby, I'm Jackson Zuber, closing it out on the House Hard Court. Yeah, you talked about this being the spooky episode, and one thing that was absolutely terrifying had to be the team's play on third down. It was on both sides of the ball. Yeah, the momentum really has been carrying more and more and more as this streak has continued. It's gotten up to 7 games. What has been the key factor behind them being able to keep up these winning ways? If they want to stay in it, if they want to catch Colorado, these two are must-wins. Really, all the games the rest of the year are must-wins. And how they're going to do that? Well, they're going to have to keep doing what they've been doing over the last 3, which is play hard, get those 50-50 balls, and shoot well from the free throw line. It is absolutely crazy how anything can happen in this Pac-12. It doesn't matter the sport, it doesn't matter the men's or the women's team, just anything can happen, and we're going to see that this upcoming week. You remember what happened last year, right? Remy Martin raining down threes got the fans into the game, and once they were there, that game was over. The more fast break points, big threes, and strong defensive plays they have, the better, as it will keep the fans locked in and loud. Yeah, it wasn't exactly surprising to see this happen, but it's not exactly what I'm sure Sun Devil fans hoped. But these next 2, they are going to have a chance to turn that around. So, Rob, what do you expect in these last 2 games of the regular season?
Real on and everything, and now we're just going to flip this bad boy over.
That's a good flip.
Over to the defensive side of the ball.
You talk about guys buying in. Something I've really bought into is those gorgeous gold hardened throwback jerseys. I mean, they are amazing. I talked about them last week, but do you think, come on, you know actually, it has a little bit to do with the streak so far. The pride of ASU is this 60-foot tall gold painted letter A. Everybody knows that it sits on top of a mountain, but what a lot of people don't know is 1, the real name of the mountain is Hayden Butte, and 2, it actually has a volcanic origin. much like that of the Sun Devil offense, which for years has impressed fans right over here in Sun Devil Stadium with its ability to take the top off of defenses and explode for huge point-scoring games. Now, this mountain is no longer a risk for any volcanic activities, and this year the Sun Devil team hasn't either. In the first week of the season, they were only able to muster 10 points in the first half off of Kent State, and in the second week of the season, they were only able to get 1 touchdown versus an FCS school. Kicker Christian Zendejas has led the team in points by getting 25. The rest of the team has only gotten 24. You heard that right. The kicker has had the most points on the team. That is not something you expect with a team with combustible playmakers like that of Eno Benjamin, Frank Darby, Brandon Ayuk, and Jaden Daniels. They may just be able to celebrate a victory on the night of the biggest party in the world. I can guarantee there will be fireworks on Saturday night in China and around the world. The only question is, will we see any in Tempe? Tonight is a real test for ASU to see if there are brighter days ahead or if the Sun Devil streak is about to set. That is something that I am going to have to tune into, but we do thank you for tuning in. For all of us at the house, Zach Keenan, Jackson Zuber, closing out on the House Hard Court.